What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to take a look at this Harry Potter show. It's officially official now. We talked about this a few weeks ago when it was but just a rumor. Obviously, it seemed very, very likely that it was going to turn out to be true. And I want to go through the strengths and weaknesses of what this series is going to have, I guess, working for it and then working against it, put it all in one video, and to just be fair to all sides. You know, I do take a look at this a little bit more negatively. I kind of expressed that in the video a few weeks ago. I'm not generally a fan of this move, but that doesn't mean that it can't be good, and it doesn't mean that there's nothing to be gained or improved on from doing it, right? So let's start with the one thing, and I do believe it's one thing, even though I guess it covers multiple things, that this show can improve upon or do better, is simply the source material, right? This is a big thing that I definitely do understand when it comes to the fandom, okay? When this was, again, just a rumor, people are saying, well, if you look at it, you look at it from the bright side of things, the movies definitely started to go off track. Like, not all these movies are super, super faithful. I mean, obviously, they have a little bit to it, right? But they're not exactly one-to-one. So if the goal is to make this show and make each season literally one book, I mean, that is. I mean, when they announced this thing, they had the little graphic or, video, and they say every season is going to be the different book, right, going forward. So if you do it like that and attention to detail is super high, then maybe this thing can work, right? If every single minute detail from the book appears in the show, I think in some ways it's worth it just by doing that, right? No matter what I'm about to talk about with the weaknesses, I think if you can do that, that is the show's biggest strength, right? Is pleasing the people that really want to see everything represented from the book to the show. Now, that is, of course, assuming that that actually is true. I will say the approach to it is definitely different than a lot of modern adaptations, right? Where it's like, well, we'll loosely use the source material. This is loosely like in the canon, but not really, right? I will say they're definitely taking a better approach already than what other maybe competitors have done with other things. So that does make me happy. That is something I'm looking forward to seeing every detail, the books told. If it wasn't a book, if it was a show, how would that look? This should be it, okay? I will say, though, to be honest, let's let the negativity kind of seep out here. Everything else, I do believe, is the weakness. Anything you can think of. And I do think this is important to say, right? Already, you have the anti-J.K. Rowling group. Now, I'm not going to go into that, we are not going to. If you want to, I guess, in the comments, but we're not going to have that discussion right now. Immediately, this show is going to be met with backlash, honestly, equal to, if not more than, the game, Hogwarts Legacy, right? Hogwarts, at least it's a video game, you're playing it, it's a one and done kind of deal, even though, there'll be more, and there'll be more Wizarding World games. It is, in a sense, one and done. J.K. Rowling has no direct, she talks to them, or her lawyers talk to them, but she's not at Avalanche working every day on this game. There's hardworking people that are doing it. Now, you can say, with a show, the production team, the stars, the cast, right? JK is one person. So everybody else is like, okay, well, what do? These are all hardworking people. Do you want them to lose their jobs? It's a morally questionable thing that you have to start kind of asking yourself. Is that what you're asking when you want to shut the whole thing down? But beyond getting, too far into it, you're going to have the anti-JK thing immediately. And this time, she's much more involved in this show than she ever has been, is currently, or ever will be in any of the games, okay? She's much, much more in this show than she's going to be, her influence, her actual person, than in these games. So you already have that. That's number one. Number two, I stand very, very strongly on, I guess, nostalgia and, I guess in this sense, like star power. While modern day, I don't necessarily believe in modern day movie stars. I don't know how many actual quote unquote movie stars exist right now. People that get people to go to theaters, make the hundreds of millions just because of that person. Tom Cruise is kind of one of very, very few of them that I can think of off the top of my head. Okay? With that being said, the link between Harry Potter, I don't think you'll ever be able to separate that from Daniel Radcliffe. At least not now. And that is an opinion, okay? You can definitely have a different opinion. However, I just can't buy it. I cannot unsee that, and I think I'm not alone in that. Also, as I talked about in the video when this was all just a rumor, what happens to all the merchandise? What happens to the parks, the attractions? These people are linked to these things forever. Dumbledore, Snape, right? These people are always going to be these people. They're in the rides, they're in the merchandise, they're in the games, they're in the movies. How can you ever try to replicate it? That leads me to one thing. I definitely think this is a modern version or a weird television version of a cash grab. I really think this is their attempt to say, we need money, we know how big Harry Potter is, and we're going to put it on screen because people are going to subscribe to our service for this. It's going to blow up, it's going to be a big thing, and it will. There's no doubt in my mind this will be a big thing for them. It may not be a good big thing for them, but it will definitely be a big thing for them. They will make money, most likely, off of this. But the thing is, can't you just do something else? That's another, obviously, argument that people have come up with. I've said it before as well. Can you not make other things in the Wizarding world? Does everything need to be attached to Harry Potter? What about the entire world? And I thought Hogwarts Legacy proved to you that you don't need Harry Potter. You can have him, and that's fine. You could do, future things or whatever. You can eventually, I suppose, reboot this, but this seems a little early. But Hogwarts Legacy proves that you can do, even the first Fantastic Beasts movie with the money made, you can do things in the Wizarding world that are not attached to Harry, and it can work. That should have been what got through to them. I think what got through to them is, yeah, it kind of does, but we love money. And Harry Potter loves to bring us money, I suppose. So let's do that. That's honestly what I get from this. So, again, honestly, the only positive, it is a big positive. I kind of go back and forth. There's a huge positive in fixing what you deem to be the movie's mistakes. And there are some. And there's a lot, obviously, that they missed from the books. That's totally valid. That's totally okay to think. I have nothing against that. The issue is, I can't imagine that the positives outweigh the negatives. I cannot imagine the negatives being lower. I think the fact that you're going to recast Harry Potter, you're recasting these iconic characters, you can't undo that. And you can't undo people's association with them. These, Emma Roberts, all these people, they are these characters, okay? And so to do it again and do it so soon after just doesn't seem like a smart move. On top of, it's J.K. Rowling, and you're immediately going to have people against that. On top of, this is modern Hollywood. I think some people, I do think forget this. The Harry Potter movies were kind of, pre a lot of this garbage that's been going on in Hollywood. Just movies kind of spectacularly failing, not really respecting source material, disrespecting certain characters of certain things. The movie industry, to me, it's just my personal opinion, but over the last 5-6 years, has been going very much downhill. I think the box office could prove my point on that one as well. It's not doing great. Harry Potter was kind of before all that. So you're living in a different age. Yeah, JK's still attached. Can she make sure that it actually sticks? I think she can. I think that's probably the whole point of her contract and stuff. But you do have to imagine this is modern day Hollywood. And flat out, let me just say it. I don't think they're nearly as talented as Hollywood used to be even 7, 8, 9 years ago. I think this is a much worse version of it. So that's what you're dealing with. I don't think this show is going to be better than the movies. I don't know if the show would be terrible or bad, but I just don't see how you do it better than the movies. And I get it. You can because of the stuff that the movies missed. But I just think everything else, I don't think they'll be able to match it. I don't think you can find that cast again. And I don't think you can have people tell people, forget them, focus on these new ones now. I think that immediately is hard to do, and I think people won't do it. And so immediately you're starting off kind of from behind, right? You already lost that first fight, and then you have to do everything else. So, and ultimately, again, it's definitely for money. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. It's for money. And yeah, money drives everything, I suppose. But at the end of the day, this is a quick cash grab. You could have done other things to also make cash. This is to do it and kind of springboard off a popular thing. It's very obvious, why they did this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I guess we'll be covering this, as the months and years go on, and I can't wait. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.